Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Somatic Embodiment class. This practice is designed just to deeply land you within the framework of your body and your being to help move or shake up any energy that you might be feeling and allow you to really drop into presence with yourself. So I want you to begin just by finding a comfortable seated position and just start by taking your gaze around the room, maybe letting the gaze look over the left shoulder and let it track all the way around, taking in your environment and your landscape as you look over the right shoulder. See if you can really take in your environment. Let yourself land here in this physical space that you inhabit. Maybe take the gaze up towards the sky and down towards the floor, noticing the textures, the light patterns, the colors of the room. Just start taking some gentle movements, some brushing of the hands up and down the thighs, or maybe some barrel rolls and some circles through the torso as you just start to feel and sense into any spaces in the body that need your attention. And then let this movement just gently guide you into some stillness as we start to come in and arrive to our breath, taking deep, full breaths in through the nose and letting your exhale soften out through parted lips. As you arrive presently within your breath, as you start to become a little bit more conscious of your body, you bring yourself into this state of coherence, of clarity. So let yourself be guided into that space as you just bring a gentle focus to your breath, moving effortlessly and easefully in and out of the belly. And if you feel ready and safe to do so, you could close down through the eyes here, or you could even just take the gaze down to the top line of your mat, or you could get a sense of looking out into space from the back of the skull, almost as if you are gazing out with this dreamy film-like focus blanketing over the eyes. And just with a little gentle pressure onto the hands, just begin sweeping up and down the upper thighs, really inviting yourself in by your own touch. Get a sense of support as you sense the surface, the ground beneath you, the points where you make contact with the earth. Transform any heaviness that might be lingering here into more grounding as you allow the torso then to start drawing big sweeping circles over the thighs as you continue to brush the legs with the hands. Let yourself move around in all directions here. Let this be intuitively led, so change direction whenever you feel the calling to. These could look like circles or they could look like something completely different. Again, can you just let yourself tap and tune into your body and what it feels and senses into in this moment? Let your movements gently quiet and eventually still. And just notice anything that might be rising to the surface in this moment. And can you just hold it within the container of your awareness? And let your hands come up and just gently start to press or massage into the space between your eyebrows, the third eye center. And then just allow this massage to turn and evolve into gentle little taps using the tips of your fingers onto the third eye center and your eyebrows. Taking these taps just along the brow bone, feeling it reverberate through your skull and cranium. Allow these taps to journey into the back of your skull and your scalp, maybe even coming up onto the crown of your head. Just tracing this little map from the third eye across your brow bone, across the mid skull, and then up to the very crown. Let your fingers in the tapping gently journey down towards the bone underneath your eye. Just gently taking the finger pads and tapping along that under eye bone. As you continue tapping, just reaffirm the following. I am safe. I am divinely protected. I am whole. Let your fingertips journey down, begin tapping the upper lip bone. Feel as these vibrations pull you a little bit more into coherence with yourself. I am worthy of being seen. I am worthy of being heard. Let it travel down again now to the chin. And you could alternate here using one hand at a time, or you could create a little pattern with right hand and left hand. I am complete just as I am. I am worthy of mutual respect and consideration. Let the tapping come down your neck and eventually come down to your collarbones, tapping across from the center of your heart all the way out to your shoulders and back again. Feel as the sound and the vibration echoes in your body. Let this drumming come down into the center of your heart. And as you lightly tap the heart center, just repeat these affirmations to yourself. I am worthy. I am enough. I am whole. There is nothing that needs to change in order for me to be respected and considered and loved. Let the finger drumming travel down into the space of the solar plexus. I set and affirm my boundaries as a form of respect and love and care for myself. You can let this drumming splay out to the side of your ribs and maybe even up and into underneath the armpit. Your taps could also migrate to the hips and to the lower back. And then let these taps gently start to become some light patting of the palm of your hand along the lower back, down the hips, and down onto the legs there as well. As you feel this little patting of your hands, let it bring a little sense of energy to the skin. And take your right hand across to the left rib and just start patting up and down through the side body, and let that patting come all the way up underneath the left armpit onto your upper arm. Swap sides, taking the left arm across to the right side body underneath the right armpit and the right upper arm. And then take both hands to either side of the ribs and just pat all along your torso. Let it travel up, let the right hand pat down and up the left arm. Switch sides, left hand now patting up and down the right arm. And then take your hands up onto the crown of your head and again just lightly start tapping at the crown. Feel all of this energy starting to pull up from your sacrum up into the crown center. And then take a deep breath in, reach the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, shake it out, release the breath, allow your body to shake. Take another deep and full breath in, arms reach up high to the ceiling, and then exhale, shake it out, let the breath release, let everything release. One more inhale, full, and exhale, shake it out, let the arms release, let the arms shake out long. Deep breath in, big sigh out. Let yourself just sit into the witnessing for a moment. Soften into the stillness. Let ease fully sweep over you. Hands can intuitively place onto the body anywhere that you feel you need to place them to bring extra support and nourishment. Be present with yourself. Stay here with yourself. Let your gaze turn in so you can see everything. And whatever arises in this space, let it be held in the container of your loving awareness. You are enough. You are so worthy. There is nothing that needs to be fixed. You are whole and you are home. And the more time you practice coming into this state, the more this becomes your steadfast. Gently find your breath again. Deep inhale through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. For the last few minutes of our time here together, I'm going to lead you through some somatic sweeps through the body. And I'm going to be cueing this, but I want you to ideally really tap into your own body and let this unfold naturally and organically, however it wants to be expressed. We're going to take our right hand across to our left arm and just using a little bit of pressure on the right hand, just sweep up and down your arm, flicking off at the end to just remove any tension that you feel like you might be carrying, and really let the arm drape all the way up to behind the shoulder blade, almost as if you were trying to remove any knots from behind the back. And then again, just use that flicking motion. And then take this over to the other side, so your left hand will come over and it will sweep down your right arm. Use a gentle pressure here as you just sweep and release anything off. And you can bring anything to the surface here that you feel like you want to let go of, to sweep out. Take the hands, wrap them around through the back of your shoulder blades, and then flick them both down the arms, and maybe shake the arms out at the end there as you just really flick anything off. And then extend your right leg out long with both hands, again using a little bit of pressure, and really let this feel cathartic, let it feel intuitive, let yourself just brush anything that you wish to remove out from your experience. And then switch sides, so take the left leg long and just again with that pressure, just taking the hands and sweeping down the entire length of the leg. I switched over to take a seat onto my shins so that I could sweep the torso, the hips, the upper thighs and the legs. Again, just allow this to take shape for you in however feels like a release and a relief, a shaking off of the debris, if you will. And then take this seat on your shins and just create some little bouncing up and down with the hips as you shake out through the arms. And again, allow yourself to release, to let go, to surrender. Anything that comes to the foreground of your mind here that is asking to be released, that is asking to be surrendered up, shook off. And then take the arms and wrap them around the body. Just wrap yourself up in an embrace here and breathe deeply. You could even squeeze the hands on opposite arms, just giving yourself a little gentle self-massage. You are so held. You are so supported, divinely protected. Bring the hands to gently cup over the eyes so you create this little darkened sphere for you to just drop into for a moment. And when you feel ready to, you can just gently start to flicker the eyes open into the palms of your hands so that you gaze out into a slightly darkened space. And then when you feel ready, the hands can gently release down into the lap. Start by just taking in your immediate environment once again, placing yourself into the space, taking the gaze over right shoulder, letting it track all the way around, taking in the landscape, the colors and textures that surround you. If you feel like you have anything that is bubbling to the surface in this moment and you want to take a few moments to journal or write down anything, and know that those sentences that you write down don't have to make sense. They can just be simple threads or feelings. Just allow yourself to write them down onto paper and give yourself a moment of gratitude. Every time you bring yourself into coherence by becoming fully aware of your breath and your being, you bring more clarity, more compassion, and you become peace. And the more you practice this, the more this state becomes your steadfast. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace.